signature symbol. There we go. Did you guys know that animals? There we go, guys. 1,000 taps. 1,000 taps. Another 1,000, guys. Do you guys know that animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons? Think about that, guys. If they lay eggs, they don't have belly buttons. You ever think of that? That's crazy. What else I have? Camels have 3 eyelids. I did not know that. You guys know camels have 3 eyelids? Mosquitoes are attracted to people who just ate bananas for some reason. I didn't know that. A snail breathes through its feet. I did not know that. Which is kind of crazy. What else is fun on here, guys? If you're digging a hole to China, it's actually possible if you start in Argentina, it said, which is crazy. And I didn't know this either. Do you guys know that mosquitoes have 47 teeth? The snail would breathe from their feet. I don't know what... And they don't have feet, do they? There's a snail... So, like, when you talk about a snail would breathe from its feet, like, it's not feet, it's like the slimy part, right? Like, how does a snail doesn't have feet, so how do you say a snail breathes through its feet? It's like through its snail part, right? What do you call the snail part of a snail? Do you guys know? Like, if it has that snail part, then what is it? It's like, I don't know. You never knew any of this? A quarter of the bones in your body are in your feet. 1/4 of all the bones in your body are in your feet. Pigs can get sunburned. I did not know that, right? Undercarriage. Pigs can get sunburned. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so you guys ever eat the animal crackers? You know those animal crackers you get? I didn't know. So of the animal, the little animal crackers in the little box, you guys ever eat those? They have all the little animals you sort through. They're like it's an older thing for some reason. But there's 19 different animal shapes. I didn't know that. I thought there was like 5 or 6, but there's 19, which is kind of crazy. Each person in the world shares their birthday with at least 9 million other people, which is kind of crazy, right? Why couldn't you want it, baby? There are 119 grooves on a quarter. So if anyone ever asks you that, 9 million is insane, right? Then you're like, so it's like, oh, you have the same birthday as me. It's like, well, there's 9 million total people, so there's quite a few that have the same birthday, which is kind of crazy. I guess there's so many people. But I don't know. 119 grooves on a quarter, which is kind of crazy. I did not know this. This is interesting. The state of Ohio, they give out different colored license plates for those people that have a DUI conviction. So if someone gets a DUI there, that's my Red Bull machine. If you get a DUI, they give you a different colored license plate so everybody knows. It's for Ohio. I did not know I did that. Oysters can change from one gender to another and back again. So oysters can change their gender. It's almost born on the 4th of July. See, I feel bad for the people who are born like on holidays like Christmas and stuff, because then like, do you get a birthday and Christmas, or is it all kind of rolled together, or do you get kind of a bad deal? I was gonna say another word, because like that would be bad if it's all on the same, if it's on the same day. I have friends that are identical twins, and so they have to celebrate their birthdays together, which is kind of crazy. That makes it kind of nuts. I don't know. They said people that passed away can still get goosebumps, which is weird because through your skin. That's kind of weird. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. I knew that. People can sleep. People don't sneeze in their sleep due to the brain shutting down the reflex. So people don't sneeze when they sleep. I think I've sneezed before. I don't know how that's right. Do you know fishes can? It says fishes can cough too. I did not know fishes can cough. That's kind of crazy. So oysters were the original Caitlyn Jenner. Absolutely. That's a good point. Right, Scrappy? I love it. Did you know, since it's raining, this is for raining, the average raindrop falls at 7 miles per hour. So if you want to know how fast a raindrop's going, 7 miles per hour. That's the average. Someone actually figured that out. Like, how would you even go through and analyze that and figure out, like, like, how would you measure a raindrop? Like, and if you think if a raindrop's falling from a cloud, it's going to be going faster by the time it hits the ground than something that just falls like this. I guess all rain comes from clouds. But different heights of clouds would go faster, right? Or it's just saying the average is 7 miles per hour? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Bro, these are actually interesting. My ADHD lives. See, I'm the same way. Scrappy, I would say I probably have ADHD if I was ever diagnosed, but I just never have been. Because I'm all over the place. And I read these, I'm like, oh, this stuff's so much fun. I love going through stuff. I have pages of stuff. I'll throw it on the Discord. Lizards, do you guys know that lizards communicate by doing push-ups? Do you ever see those lizards are like pushing up and down? That's how they talk. It says that's how they talk to each other, which is kind of crazy. I see them do those. I'm like, oh look, they're doing push-ups. That's how they're talking, which is kind of crazy. So I did not know that. So, what is this song? I'm gonna go to the next song, guys. We're getting a little crazy on the songs. Oh, a little Josh Richards. We'll listen to this song. This is kind of a funny song. Do you guys know a giant squid has eyes the size of a volleyball? So a giant squid has, I mean, that's a big eye. That's how big the eye is on a giant squid, which is crazy. The average American eats 35,000 cookies in their lifetime. Anyways, yeah, average Americans eat 35,000 cookies in their lifetime, which is crazy. Beavers were once the size of bears. Do you know that? Like the history of beavers? They were the size of bears at one time. So I wonder how they like shrunk through evolution. They just shrunk down. Doesn't make sense, guys. Pigeons' feathers weigh more than their bones. A crocodile can't move its tongue. As we all just moved our tongue, right? It's like crazy, right? So, oops. Let's go to the next one, guys. Okay. Guys, we got crazy chat. Crazy chat today, guys. Crazy stuff going on. What else do I got here? Honeybees navigate using the sun as a canvas. We know if you sneeze traveling 60 miles an hour, your eyes are closed for an average of 50 feet. So think of that. Think of that one, man. If you're traveling and moving in a car and you sneeze, by the time you close your eyes and you sneeze, you've moved 50 feet with your eyes closed as you sneeze. Like, who looks this stuff up? You know, is that crazy? So that's crazy. Hawaii and California are the only states to grow coffee commercially. So when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, volcanoes were erupting on the moon. I didn't even know there was volcanoes on the moon. Did you guys know that? Thanks for the taps, guys. Thank you for taps. If you guys are watching, if you can give me a heart me, the top click will heart me. That helps me, guys. Every heart me. I know that you can sneeze with your eyes open. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Thank you. But I feel like I was high these facts would make me having a panic attack. Yeah. Why is there volcanoes erupting on the moon? Like when I read this up, when dinosaurs roamed the Earth, volcanoes were erupting on the moon. Like why are there eruptions on the moon? I started reading this. I'm like, what is going on, guys? It's like, that's crazy. Steve, what's up? Yeah, why? Steve, we're just finding out. When dinosaurs roamed the Earth, volcanoes were erupting on the moon, which I never knew there was eruptions on our moon. Like, the moon is our moon, right? I didn't know there was, like, eruptions happening, which is kind of crazy. If you look at the periodic table, the only letters that don't appear on there are J and Q. Why? I don't know. Hey, Steve. Is that kind of crazy? A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. Not spaghetti. Spaghetti's plural. Spaghetto is one strand of spaghetti, which is kind of crazy. So, has anybody ever wore a spiked collar? That's bad. I should have said that. The spiked collar was invented by the ancient Greeks to protect their dogs from wolf attacks. At the time the moon was still forming, the Earth had already formed the Motel 10 rock. See, Steve knows. Steve, you know it all. Not at all, Piper. Yeah, so a spiked dog collar. You ever see those spiked dog collars? I'm like, why did they have those? I see those in the store. It's like ancient Greeks created that, and it protects their dog from wolf attacks. Because wolf attacks would come and try to attack their dogs, and they would be spiked. So it's kind of crazy. Scrabby, did you like that one? I selected it, but no one really caught that. So it's protect from wolf attacks or vampires, I guess. If you're into vampires and you have a spike thing, it would help protect against, if you believe in that type of thing. The tallest man in recorded history, 8 feet 11. In history, total history, 8 foot 11, which I thought would have been taller than that, but already we know a few other giants, don't we, guys? It was a joke, but I appreciate it. I didn't know 8 foot 11. That's kind of crazy. I've never looked it up. That's kind of crazy, but so I don't know. Vanilla flavoring is sometimes made with a liquid scented from beavers' castor glands. I don't even know what castor glands are. You guys know that? So I didn't know starfish. Starfish, guys, hey Con, thanks for joining. Starfish don't have blood. They circulate nutrients by using seawater in their vascular system. So starfish don't even have anything circulating. They have no blood. They circulate nutrients, which is kind of crazy. Did you guys know that adult cats only meow at humans, not other cats? Adult cats. So how? Our blood is the same salt content as the ocean. Now you're gonna make me think, Steve. Like, think how this actually works. Shots. Give me some love. So starfish don't have blood. They circulate nutrients by using seawater, which is crazy. Some of the stuff, I go through these and think of these, and then I do research on them afterwards. I'm like, holy cow! Like, I really get to thinking about some of the stuff. But why do adult cats only meow at humans and not other cats? I thought cats meow. Now when I think about it, I've never seen a cat meow at another cat. A cat meows at a person, but not other cats. Adult cats don't. Does that make any sense? I don't know why cats only meow at humans. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah, adult cats meow at humans, not other cats. That's crazy. In the Netherlands, guys, Netherlands version of Sesame Street. I have a friend from Netherlands. I don't think he's on. There's a bluebird named Pino instead of Big Bird. Pino was later introduced as Big Bird's cousin. So they don't have a Big Bird. They have Pino, a bluebird that's in there. I guess probably because somebody didn't have that big outfit, which I tried to buy a Big Bird outfit one time for Halloween because it's really tall. It was just way too expensive. It was kind of cool. Piper, we don't want to break your brain. You're working on a puzzle and listen to this. So I knew this. So the inventor of Pringles, the Pringles round can, was Frederick Barr. He was the mastermind of, instead of throwing chips in a bag, he said, I want to put it organized in a can. His burial wishes were for him to be put into a Pringles can after he's passed. And they did that. They put him in an original flavored Pringle can. Yeah, they put him in a can and buried him. He's in his own Pringles can for his funeral, which is kind of crazy. The name of lint, guys, at the bottom of your pocket is called a gunner. G-N-U-R, gunner. Gunner? That's kind of crazy. Okay, we're going to go next. We're not going to listen to the Margarita song, guys. Anyways, that's kind of great. What do you guys think the chances of you to live to 100? So it's what's the chance I'll live to be 100 years old? Because you hear people, you always think everybody thinks they're going to live to be 100. Only 1 in every 2 billion people will live to be 100 years old or older. Just crazy. 1 in every 2 billion people. I'm thinking, guys. That's how it got me like. I don't have enough caffeine yet to figure that one out. Because I have most of my family, most of my side of the family, have lived in their late 90s. I don't think anyone's. My great-great-grandmas were. My one was 96, I was 98. So they were close, but it says 1 in every 2 billion lived 100. Which is crazy, guys. Isn't that crazy to think about? But here's the crazy thing, too, guys. If you take your age now, I tell people this. I'm like, dude, I live stupid. Stupid's a good thing. Stupid is living every day, living life to its fullest, being crazy, having fun. But if you figure out, like, how many years you have left to live, like, if someone's, like, 30 years old, then you really have, like, 40 to 50 more Christmases. And it's like, you got to live every day to your fullest. You got to really enjoy everything. And I live every day, guys. I do everything crazy. I have fun. I do everything extreme. I like to make stuff fun, guys. So I do everything to the fullest, guys. I just make everything just like crazy that I do, which is kind of nuts. But you guys want to hear some gross ones? You spray 2.5 droplets of saliva per word. An average talker sprays about 300 microscopic saliva droplets per minute. It says Busta Rhymes might have different statistics. So when you talk, every word, 2.5 droplets of saliva, and an average talker sprays about 300 microscopic saliva droplets per minute. That's kind of gross, right? Then you got people that are close talkers. I know, I go crazy with close talkers. Some people talk and they get really close to it, which is kind of nuts. I don't know. The longest recorded time without sleep. So these people pulling all-nighters. The longest is 11 days, which is kind of crazy. They say, what else they got here? Ice cream actually warms the body. So you have hot weather and ice cream sound like the perfect combo, but it's actually not. Ice cream warms up our bodies rather than cooling it down due to the high fat content. So ice cream warms you up, which is crazy. So I'm not listening to you guys. Just keep making sure my Alexa's being good. Such a lead. Guys, thanks for the taps, guys. You guys keep tapping. We are almost to 5,000, guys. Getting up to 5,000 taps on the tap meter. 10,000 overall, guys. That's great. That's great for taps. I appreciate your taps, guys. Taps and heart me's, guys. If you tap the heart me, it's just a penny. If you tap the follow and tap the heart me to join, give me a follow, guys, so then when I go live, I can find you guys. We do a lot of fun stuff. We do fun facts. I get out of here. I don't just sit around at my desk, so you don't see me sitting down at my desk. I try to move around a little bit, do some fun stuff. So Why are my faces moving? Are they supposed to move? Like, I don't know how to clear them, so it goes to the next one once you hit it. I think you're supposed to do something, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's the first time I have the little happy faces on here. So anyways, back to fun facts, guys. The computer mouse was once known as the turtle. So the mouse was originally a turtle, and it said because of the hard shell and moving part underneath, manufacturers referred to earlier versions of the computer mouse as the turtle. Which I never knew that, which that makes a lot more sense. I would totally call it a turtle more than a mouse. You know, it's a turtle. It's a hard shell and a ball. It seems like it should be a turtle. Oh, I love the song. I love Pitbull. Anyways, yeah, so isn't that crazy? I don't know if that's crazy to you guys or not. That's crazy to me that it was once known as a turtle. Giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning than people. There's only 5 well-documented fatal lightning strikes on giraffes between 1996 and 2010. But due to the population of the species being just around 140,000 during this time, it makes for about 0.003 lightning per giraffe's year. 30 times the equivalent fatality rate for humans. So giraffes are 30 times more likely to get hit by lightning, which makes sense because they're so tall, I guess, like the big, tall head. I don't know. So that's kind of nuts, guys. Here's another thing I didn't know. I didn't know identical twins, you always think they have the same fingerprints and everything. They don't. It says environmental factors during the development in the womb, blah, 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 impact your fingerprint. So it's not. Based on how you move around stuff, your fingerprints are different. They are not the same for identical twins. You have a lot of the same stuff and genes and things that are similar. Your fingerprints are not identical, which is good to know. I don't have a twin, so I don't have to worry about that, but that's whatever. What's everybody doing? Does everybody love this? Is this good? You guys enjoy this? Oh, there goes our heart that dropped. We'll jump to the next one. Woohoo! Look at that, guys. 5,000. 5,000 taps, guys. That's awesome. The Earth's rotation is changing speed. Do you guys know that? It's actually slowing down. On average, the length of the day increases by around 1.8 seconds per century, which is kind of crazy. 600 million years ago, a day lasted just 21 hours. So we've lost 3 hours over the last 600 million years. So it's not slowing a lot, but it is slowing down, which is kind of weird to think that things are slowing down, right? Your brain, here's weird. Your brain is constantly eating itself. The process is called phagocytosis, phagocytosis, where cells envelop and consume smaller cells or molecules or remove, no one has to say it figures, or consume smaller cells or molecules to remove them from the system. It isn't harmful, but actually helps preserve your gray matter, whatever that is. Your brain eats itself? Did you guys know that? That's kind of weird. Consume smaller cells or molecules or remove them from the system. That's kind of, I don't like to think that my brain's eating itself. That's kind of something I did not know. Thank you for the taps, guys. We're getting there, guys. We're getting to 10,000, guys. We're getting there close. We hit 12,000 up top, but on a tap meter, we're close. We're on our next 5,000, guys. Animals can experience time differently from humans. I did not know this. Smaller animals, they move more slowly compared to humans, like salamanders and lizards. They see time differently how it passes, which is crazy. Which I did not know that, right? So like cats and dogs are faster. They see time faster than the smaller things like lizards. So their perception of time depends on how quickly the brain can process the incoming information. So I don't know, because they have small brains, is that what they're saying? So I don't know. So, bust a move. We can still bust a move. So guys, water might not be wet because most scientists define wetness as a liquid's ability to maintain contact with a solid surface, meaning that water itself is not wet, but can make other objects wet. That make any sense? Say that 20 times fast, right? Water might not be wet. Scientists define wetness as a liquid's ability to maintain contact with a solid surface. That's kind of crazy. The world's oldest dog lived 29 and a half years old, while the median age of a dog tends to be about 10 to 15 years, which is kind of crazy. The world's oldest cat lived to be 38 years old and 38 years and 3 days old. Cream Puff was the oldest cat to ever live. The cat's name was Cream Puff. 38-year-old cat. That's a lot. Do cats have cat ears like dogs? Do you guys know that? Like dogs have dog ears, like a dog's ear times 4 is human. Like do cats have, I don't know. Does anybody know that? Cats have cat lives? Like dog is 4 times humans? Is cats faster? You guys know? You think so? I don't know that fact, guys. I'm going to go check that out. I don't understand. I don't know if cats live like a dog is 4 times human. Is a cat is just fast. Are they 3 times? Are they 4 times like dogs? No one talks about a cat. Like cats have 9 lives, but does that mean they live, and they do live longer than dogs? So I wonder if that means their calculations should be 1 to 3 instead of 1 to 4. I don't know. Okay. Ants don't have lungs. Because ants don't have lungs. Instead, they breathe the air through spiracles, 9 or 10 tiny openings depending on the species. That's crazy. They don't have lungs. The sun makes a sound, but we can't hear it, in the form of pressure waves. The sun does make sound. The wavelength of the pressure waves from a sun is measured on hundreds of miles. You can check that. I'll get back to you, Steve, that way. So sun does make sound. The wavelength of the pressure waves in the sun is measured hundreds of miles. However, the mean they are far. Yeah, we can't hear it. I don't know. So here's another fun fact, guys. If you want to bet on football teams, I don't know if I can talk about betting on here. Football teams wearing red kits play better. The color of your clothes can affect how you're perceived by others and change how you feel. A review of football matches in the last 55 years showed that teams wearing a red kit consistently play better in home matches than teams in any other color. So, guys, if you want to win or you want to bet on a team, bet on red. Red's intimidating, must make you feel stronger for some reason, but over 55 years, red kits win. Kits are the little thing that they put on if they're playing scrimmages or whatever. So red is better. So here, this is a really, I hate to even say this next one. Guys, this next one, snails have teeth. Do you guys know how snails have teeth? Snails have between 1,000 and 1,200 teeth. They aren't like ours, though, so you don't have to be thinking about snails with ridiculously toothy grins. You'll find the snail's tiny teeth all over its file-like tongue. Guys, we were talking about snails earlier. So that thing that they climb on, they don't have feet, they have a tongue. Is it a tongue? So they don't call it feet, they call it a tongue? But those are teeth? 1,000 to 1,200 teeth. This is really scary. I don't want to touch snails anymore if they have teeth, guys. 12,000 teeth? I don't know. A horse has more than 1 horsepower. The maximum power a horse can produce is 18,000 watts or 24 horsepower. So each one horse is 24 horsepower. High dental bills. I know, exactly. 1 horse is 24 horsepower. So how'd they come up with the horse's horsepower? Like how many horsepower? So 1 horse is actually 24 horsepower. So somebody's wrong with something on how they used to. We'll have to look where horsepower even came from because that's kind of crazy. So here's something. If you guys sign your signature could reveal personality traits. Studies showed that with men, larger signatures correlates with higher social bravado, and among women, a bigger signature correlates with narcissistic traits. Wow. Guys, do you have a big signature? Everybody in here, think about how you sign. Signatures, guys. If your signature is big, for men, it means high bravado. With women, it means some stronger traits. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I would say this next one. I don't know if I can say this one. So 1 in 18 people have a third known as polythelia. The third is caused by a mutation in inactive genes. 1 in 18 people have a third? I did not know that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't want to say it. Get in trouble. 1 in 18. That's a lot higher than I thought it'd be. I don't say anything wrong with that, but 1 in 18, which is kind of crazy. That's nuts. A couple more, guys, and then I'm probably going to drop. Bananas are radioactive. Due to being rich in potassium, every banana is actually slightly radioactive thanks to containing the natural isotope potassium-40. Your body contains around 16 milligrams of potassium, meaning you're around 280 times more radioactive than a banana already. We're radioactive? Did you guys know that? I knew that we have... I don't want to say it. We're 280 times more radioactive than a banana. We're radioactive. Any excess potassium that you gain from a banana is excreted within a few hours. If you have 7 bananas, it can be bad for you. Exactly, Piper. Well, I know that another cool fact with bananas, Maybe that's why. They said the high levels of potassium, if you want to dream at night when you're trying to sleep, eat a banana before bed. You'll have crazy violent dreams or whatever. Even that, or like a potassium vitamin or anything, any potassium causes you to dream. So if you want to have crazy dreams, I usually have tigers chasing me for some reason. It's just a syndrome caused negative unclear factor. Yeah, that's crazy, Steve. So I didn't know bananas are radioactive. I didn't even know we were radioactive. But we're 280 more times radioactive than a banana, which is kind of crazy. Scary stuff when you learn facts. I know some of the stuff, you read through it, it makes you think. Like, I'll read through these, and then I have to go back and research them because my ADHD just goes crazy when I look at this. Like, bananas are radioactive, which I never thought of that. I know potassium causes dreams, but then we're radio. I didn't know people are radioactive. You know, they go around the little radioactive scanner, you think about like the movies and stuff. It's scary to think that people are radioactive, which I did not know that. So that's kind of crazy, but I don't know. Yeah, deaf people sign language in their sleep. That's weird. If you think like you have like dreams and you're deaf, you can't hear. So you'd sign language. It makes sense, but it's just I've never heard of that ever. Wow. So starfish. We're back to starfish again, guys. No, we did something else. It wasn't starfish before. Starfish don't have. Thanks for the rose, Steve. Appreciate it, man. Starfish don't have bodies. They're along with the other endocrines, their entire bodies are technically classified as heads. So starfish just have all those heads. They don't have tentacles. All endocrines are. Thick sea urchins and sand dollars, they're all classified as heads. They have 5 heads. They don't have bodies, which is kind of crazy. If you guys are watching, if you guys like this, drop a heartbeat, guys. Drop a heartbeat at the top. Click the little follow so you can follow so you know when we go live, guys. I appreciate it. Most ginger cats are males. There's roughly 3 ginger male cats to 1 ginger female. This is because the ginger gene is found in the X chromosome, so that's kind of crazy. So you guys know platypuses, starfish are very neat. Starfish are neat. I like starfish. I don't understand them, like how they dry up and how people have these dried starfish if that's just how they end up. Like you find them and they dry up. Or I don't know if that's just like the end of them. I don't know how long a starfish. I don't know anything about starfish. I don't know how long their lives are or anything, so that's kind of interesting too. But then we jump to platypuses, guys. Platypuses sweat milk. Did you know this? This is because they don't have milk appears as sweat on a platypus, but it's an aquatic mammal, so it doesn't actually sweat at all. Platypuses sweat milk because they have no other way to. That's weird. A platypus. I don't want to hold a platypus down if they're all milky. Martial artists who smile before the start of a match are more likely to lose. This could be as a smile can convey fear or submissiveness. So if we're betting on martial arts too, if a person's smiling, guys, bet on the other guy. Guys, we're almost at 10,000 taps on our tap meter, guys. We'll try to hit that, then I'm going to probably jump off in a little bit. It's almost impossible to get too much sugar from fresh fruit. Where there's sugar in fruit, it's mostly fructose and glucose. You can't get too much sugar from fresh fruit. Fresh fruit contains a lot of fiber and water, which slows down your digestion and makes you feel full. So you can't. So you can eat. Can't over sugar, I guess, from fruit, which is nice. Guys, mirrors facing each other don't produce infinite reflections. Each reflection gets darker than the last, eventually into invisibility, which is kind of interesting. Mirrors absorb a fraction of energy from the light striking them. Total number of reflection mirrors can't produce. A few hundred is all that you see normally. All mammals get goosebumps. Did you guys know that you love fruit? I do too. So it's nice to know, Piper, you can't over sugar on fruit. So if I eat 10 apples, bananas now, you're radioactive if you have too many bananas. So that's kind of crazy. But lightning bolts 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The charge carried by a bolt of lightning is so intense it has a temperature of 30,000 degrees Celsius, 54,000 degrees. Lightning bolts 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. That's crazy to think. And when you think, like, I've had a fence out here that's got struck by lightning, so it's thinking, like, that's a lot. I saw it go all the way around the fence when they hit it. It was a metal fence, which is kind of crazy. I don't know, chat. Guys, we're almost at 10,000. I'll stay out till the tap meter reaches 10,000, guys. I'm going to try to hit that. So here's a cool fact, guys. If you're a dog lover, dogs tilt their heads when you speak to them because they're pinpointing familiar words. They tilt their head to pinpoint where noises are coming from more quickly. So they're listening for key things. So they're listening when they turn their head trying to figure it out. If the earth doubled in size, trees would fall over because the surface gravity would be double. It would mean that the dog size and larger animals would not be able to run without breaking a leg. if the Earth size doubled, the surface gravity would double. So you'd be heavier. So Earth doubled, your gravity would double, right? You guys got that? You guys figured this out? I'm still trying to figure this out. If the Earth doubled, gravity would double, which is crazy to think of. I figured that out on my own. You can smell ants. Most species of ants release strong smelling chemicals when they're angry, threatened of being squished. Ants smell. I did not know that. Giraffes hum to communicate with each other. Low frequency hummings form a contact call. The new car smell, guys. One reason the Earth is not flat. Exactly, Steve, right? Or maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe some people here think that it is. Guys, we're so close to 10,000. We're going to hit 10,000, guys. It's right there. It's flashing at me, which means we're so close. Dude, the new car smell is a mix of over 200 chemicals, which is crazy. It says pine trees can tell if it's about to rain. Next time you see a pine cone, take a close look. If it's closed, that's because the air is humid, which means the rain's on its way. So a pine tree can tell you if it's going to rain, guys. So that's better than a weatherman that can tell you 50-50 what's going to happen, right? Here's two more, guys. Two more. Honey never spoils. They found some honey in Egyptian tombs and was still edible after thousands of years, which is crazy. And the last one I have, guys, last fun fact for you guys. Your brain burns 400 to 500 calories a day. That's about a fifth of your total energy requirements. It's because of the process of controlling muscles, processing sensory input, and it says that's how they measure it. 400 to 500 calories a day your brain burns, which is kind of nuts. I did not know that. Did you? Did you guys know that? Very active, guys. I don't sit around. Look at this, guys. 10,000, guys. We hit 10,000. 10,000 taps. 10,000. Look at that, guys. That's the first time I ever got this. MVP, you guys. MVP, everyone. We have hit it, guys. Got the 10,000 taps, guys. So I appreciate it. Hope you guys have fun. Hopefully this is fun for you guys. I like to do fun stuff in my lives. I don't just sit around.